All right, welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your two hosts, Luke.
Lloyd Johnson.
All right, and joining us is
V.A. Bennett.
And
Leah Fahey.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it up, dude.
Yeah.
Might be able to tell we're missing one of the bastards. Our bumpy dick companion is currently shitting himself in his bed.
Yeah, dude, that was so gross. So we're missing our third. Yeah, you met him last night
I
at the
did.
show.
I didn't know he was shitting himself
Cody,
while I met him, though.
Yeah,
well, he
so-
apparently just did a little while ago.
So he texted us like, "Hey man, woke up, thought I was hangover. Guess I got a fever. Probably not gonna come over." And we're like, understandable.
Yeah.
Silence for a little bit, and then he comes back and he's like, "Holy shit, guys, I just shit my bed." We're like,
This guy just shit in my shorts and on my bed.
Man,
Like,
come on. You
what-
got to get out of the fucking bed.
we're like, "What just happened?" And he's like, "Dude, I don't know. It was all water, and I guess my butthole couldn't seal it."
Does that ever happen to you guys?
Jesus Christ. I think we actually should get a Bastard Sermon butt plug for Cody.
I mean, I feel like it'd be like, just like, have you ever seen somebody puking when they put their hand over their mouth when they're puking and it just sprays out and
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Like putting duct tape over a crack on a flood wall. It's just like you're trying to stop it, but it's just still.
but yeah, I don't imagine that I imagine he would just spray around it.
Oh my God.
Well, get well soon, I guess. I feel like if I had to shit that bad, though, I could get out of the bed. That's the one place,
Dude, yeah, but
You know,
He
he
might
might
the
have just
stories
What?
In a deep sleep, and you just
just in a lull, wake up shitting.
I was in a wonderful dream world when I shit my brains out.
more likely he was just flirting with danger and decided to see if we could squeak a fart out. No.
They say you don't trust him. I'm going to trust this one.
Dude, I don't like you listen to the stories he says about his asshole and how he shits on the show, and it's like, I oftentimes I take my imagination to the extreme, and it's like, Osmosis Jones, there's like a detective of the white blood cell, like putting down diseases.
Why they got to be white blood cells?
But dude, it was like
Because
Chris
there aren't
Rock
black
was
ones.
voicing him.
Because black blood cells are dead.
Okay, that's my bad. I should have studied a little better.
That's not racism. It's just health class.
Oh, yeah. I was skipping school.
But like I just imagine like the cells around his asshole is like some sort of weird Chernobyl like fallout type zone where everything's just like chaotic. And
I just picture his
mutated.
butthole. Like, have you ever seen like when a tire sidewall blows out? Like what's left of the tire, how it's all just like.
Yeah.
So that's what I picture.
I was thinking like an untied balloon knot.
Here you go.
Yeah, just blowing in the wind, I guess. Yeah, this is... how do we get here?
We started talking about Cody. So Cody last night
he's
saw
the shit.
you.
Yeah.
Some would
Also,
say
say but
he's a shit. So he saw you last night at a show. You were performing last night.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like the first time I was back in Cincinnati, like for real, besides a wedding, like last April.
Yeah.
I moved to Chicago in August of 2020, and so it had been a minute since I had gone away. And I used to run that show monthly until I moved, right?
Yeah.
But, one of the managers there, he messaged me out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hey, do you know somebody that could run this comedy show?" I was like, "Not as good as me, you fucking bitch." But so, and I had to come to town for my grandpa's life celebration on tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, she's been keeping me on track on the road. I can't fucking do anything. I lost my wallet and my phone right before I came to Cincinnati.
How?
You know what? That's a great question. What wasn't great is, I don't know. I got to stop doing so many shots, I guess, is the
That's
lesson
fair. That's
learned
fair.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
See,
Yeah.
I think I can never relax to the point that I still have the same wallet I bought when Hot Topic opened in Tri-County Mall.
Damn. Does it have like a chain on it?
It did.
Nah.
It
But-
did.
yeah.
It's rusted
I
and
bought it for, like-
disintegrated.
Well, I took it
It's
off.
oxidized.
I
to
took
the
it off
extreme.
almost immediately, but it was like $9 or something, and I've had it since I don't know, it's 13.
Those are the ones that'll last you. Like, you buy something that's just like some shitty and dumpy whatever. Like, I don't know. Those are the things that tend to stick with me. If I get something expensive, I just like break it or lose it or fucking do too many shots and
I feel like my
shove it up my
I
ass.
feel like my wallet's like your age.
Dude, I hate getting nice things because I know I'm going to lose it. I lose shit all the time. I've lost almost every wallet I've ever owned, minus one because it was stolen from me. I was robbed.
Wow.
Like, I've lost damn near every fucking wallet
I've never
had.
lost a wallet, never lost my car keys.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. Like, what if I did get mugged, but I just don't remember?
Yeah, you got hit
Because like
just
my
right.
wrist is all fucked up too, and I have like some bumps on my knee. I'm a fucking wreck. It's good to see you guys though.
Yeah.
At least I'm not shitting my bed.
Glad I showed up for this.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck. Luckiest thing ever. One time I lost a wallet somewhere, and then like 3 days later in my mailbox, it's in there with a note that says today is your lucky day, and it had like $160 in cash still in there.
Sounds like threatening, though.
Yeah, I was like, oh
Today is
God.
your lucky day. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
we're
Next
gonna
week,
rob you.
Tomorrow
Next
you're
week,
fucked.
don't do it again.
Yeah.
No, I found somebody's wallet when I still lived in Finneytown. And I walked back all the way over to their fucking house, knocked on the door and gave it to him. He's like, well, where was the cash?
Buddy.
I was like, I didn't take the cash out of your wallet and then walk it back to your house. This is how I found it on the side of the street. And he's like, well, it was sitting out back. Somebody had to grab it out of my backyard. I'm like, okay, well, you've nailed what happened.
Well,
here.
in all fairness, you do look like a bit of a criminal.
Especially, I guess, for Finneytown, I definitely do. My 6.5 foot self covered in tattoos, walking around like, here's your shit.
Like, you're the only one in that entire like area. They're like, he's the only one. We call him the troll.
You can definitely tell, like, when I moved onto the street that I was on, it took some getting used to for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, there's this super nice old lady that lived next door to me who, like, she would look away if we happened to, like, be outside at the same time. Like, if I went to get, I remember getting groceries out of my car and she just, like, stared at the ground, like, and didn't move until I grabbed my groceries and went back in. Then she did whatever she was going to do at her
Well,
car.
because if you make eye contact with trolls, they attack on sight, and she thought you were
Oh.
like
She
a
didn't wanna-
bridge
yeah,
troll.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
she didn't want to start anything or like get any curses.
Sometimes I feel like old people don't fucking know anything.
That's a what? Sometimes that's a fact. They don't know anything.
No, they know plenty of shit, just not shit that matters anymore.
Yeah, they were around when books were being written about shit that we know now. They,
When they were changing the narrative.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean? What do you anything in recent history? Like, what are you talking about?
yeah.
Black people were free like 400 years ago. Like, no.
Not in my book.
No, I mean, they still believe that it was 400 years ago. Like,
Oh,
it was like
sure.
a couple of days or
How
something.
long has it been? I stopped counting after a while.
In 1886, right? 1886, I think.
That was, yeah, sure. Is that the Emancipation Proclamation? I'm going to lose my black card for this episode. You don't know what? Do you even know if you're free now?
I don't know. I've seen you drinking a White Claw. I've seen you drink a White Claw while showing off your Hatchet Man tattoo. I think that
You
card.
didn't have to out the hatchet, man.
I'm just saying. I think that card.
This better be the Patreon episode. This isn't
fuck.
free information.
Oh, we're talking about that shit on the Patreon. Mark it down.
I'm gonna say I think that card's been under review for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, it's my history
Dude,
month's
don't
over
worry.
now.
Don't worry, bro. Juggalos are good in my book.
That's
He's
what
got
I'm
a
saying.
prejudice. He's got a prejudice, but I've got some Juggalo friends that broke the stigma for me.
Yeah.
I've been longtime friends of those.
I was into it like for a while. Like I went to like gatherings of the Juggalos when they were still like new.
Bro, they've told me stories about. They've only gone twice, but they told me the one of the times they had went there was and I've said this a bunch of times on the show. They were walking by and they found one of those, you know, like those shitty like wood planked fences with like the wood just laying in a giant hole, side by side, and there was a girl standing up naked, bent over it, dude next to her with a big old sign holding it. In the sign they said $5 fistings.
I believe that 100p.
And there was a lot. And this one, we can back up on YouTube. They said there was some guy who was sneaking into tents and taking people's shit.
Oh.
And they found out who it was, so they went to the parking lot and they found dude's car, and then they flipped it and dismantled it. And one of the Juggalos that I know has the car hood in his bedroom, as if it was some sort of like
It's a trophy.
yeah. Like, I survived the great battle of the car flipping. And
I mean, I hope he had a truck or something to take it home in, because I don't know why that I just picture like someone like just duct taping the hood over the hood of their car. Like, no one will notice, man.
And I'm just like, he had to like walk down the street with it at some point. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know. The gathering was crazy though. It was like as wild as it is, it's still like one of the most peaceful places too. Like everybody you run into is super fucking accepting.
Yeah,
You could be absolutely anything you want to be there. And when you give Juggalos that kind of leeway, it can get a bit chaotic. But I remember once, like before a Twisted concert, there was these two guys like circled up like they were about to fight each other, and then people like circled around and they just started chanting "Family, family, family," and the guys stopped and they just fucking started jerking each other off.
So that is not the F
No,
word.
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
So that is not the F word what most of the Juggalos I knew used all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, it was a different time.
The
blacks weren't even free yet.
I was just talking to one of my Juggalo friends the other night, and he's one of the ones who's like diverged from the ICP. He's now a Twisted fan. You know?
They're a gateway band for sure.
Bro, they've split. There's a divergence now. Bro, I'm in on the lore right now. Okay,
Yeah.
but he was telling me like, I don't really talk about this shit, but like. It was the anniversary show for like the Riddle Box or something. It was just like it was a whole different vibe in there, man. Like the whole crowd and even them on the stage. Like, and I was like, it was all family. It was like it really was just all family. And I said it ironically, but he was like so sincere. So I was like, oh fuck, now I'm sincere. Like this really, this felt legit.
See, that is definitely not my experience with Juggalos. Like when I used to go to hardcore shows and stuff all the time, it was always like a toss up where you can end up fighting Courage Crew or Skinheads.
Oh.
No.
Like, Bogarts and Annies were fucking terrible. Like if you went to one of the hardcore shows where there were straight edge guys, especially if it was straight edge guys and Juggalos there, you're getting into a fight.
Yeah,
you're going to be involved pretty much whether or not you like it.
Yes.
But it also was like Bogart shows were always full of Courage Crew kids. Annie shows were always full of Juggalos. I remember seeing a bunch of fucking like basement dwelling hardcore fans and Juggalos just like meet in the middle of where a pit should have been. It just turned into a fight.
Snapping their fingers like West Side Story.
I mean, it was more snap bones.
Yeah.
It was
Still a rumble though.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of fat
I know
dudes.
a rumble when I see one.
It was a bunch of fat dudes who did not know how to throw punches, just winging haymakers at each other.
Oh my goodness, that must have been fun.
And like I'm there with a bunch of my bouncer buddies. Like a lot of them, like did kickboxing and jiu-jitsu and shit with me. But they're just standing back, like we're not getting involved in this, right? Like
This will sort itself out.
it was more like, don't look at them go. They're trying.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it was bad. It was one of the worst fights I've seen, like between two big groups of people, because there were way more missed haymaker punches than there were ones that landed.
So let me ask you this: what's the best fight you've seen?
The Battle of fucking '98, bro.
Oh, we were all there. We all lost a piece of ourselves that night.
I think
Part of Lloyd's year.
There's broken hatchets left and right.
One of the best like large scale fights I've ever seen was at Jillian's.
Wasn't that like a bowling alley?
It had like games and shit, but it was also like
I don't play games. No, I do. I play games. Yeah.
I fucking like games. I'm known to game.
I have a fucking video game
Oh,
controller.
I
on my shirt.
noticed. I was waiting to integrate it somehow, but let's keep it going.
But yeah, Jillian's though.
So it starts off with this guy we knew named D, and D was like
That's a bad name for fighting.
if you had to fight him, it's a really bad name to run. Like his name was just everyone just called him D.
Yeah.
He was in Desert Storm, came back. Like, he was a little bit older.
Maybe that's
than
what the
most of
D
crowd.
stood for.
Because the rest of his
Desert
name
Storm.
died. He lost his name in Desert Storm.
Like when we would meet friends of his that served with him, they'd be like, "This motherfucker's out of his fucking mind." Like he tried to kill the dude with a belt. Like, you're like, what? How do you just?
Yeah.
So one of the bouncers gets into it with D because D was leaning up against the fucking pool table,
You don't want to do that.
and the bouncer got mad. So he got up and he walked over by a pinball machine and leaned against that. And he's like, "Quit fucking sitting on all the."
Yeah.
And just the way he came at D, D got upset. And then the bouncer put his hands on D, and then it looked like a shitty Steven Seagal movie for about 5 minutes as D walked himself, because we're on the second floor. as he makes it from where he was to the stairs, he fights like 3 or 4 bouncers on the way.
Jesus Christ. Just line them up.
And it's like shitty, like I said, it's like Roadhouse. Like,
I don't think there are any shitty Steven Seagal movies. That's a fucking hill I'll die on.
What?
Just kidding.
What? Do you really want to start this?
he's just that big of a DMX fan.
Bro, we'll pause this whole show and hook up the computer to YouTube right now.
I can name Hard to Kill. And what else?
Under Siege 2.
Fat Karate
Was it
Ponytail Man.
Under Siege when he was just like on some submarine and he's looking, he's on the other side of this door and there's a guard on the other side and he's like, how do I take this guy out without being seen? And coincidentally, there's just some empty 2-liter Coke bottle just like laying in the submarine hallway. So he picks it up, wraps his T-shirt around it, and uses it as a silencer to blow the dude's brains out through the other side of the window.
It's very innovative.
Dude, this is the most, and you're gonna say those are the most. You're gonna die on that hill for that movie.
Can I maybe not die on that hill?
You're right. Choose another
Find
hill.
a better hill.
You got other
There's
hills?
better hills with cooler views.
But yeah, like
I just love karate, man. Realistic karate.
Yeah, super realistic.
Yeah.
And he's 300 pounds, and you see him out of breath after like.
Didn't he become like a cop or something?
Yeah. That's
Sure.
It's upsetting.
Sure, he became a cop.
Right.
Like Tom Segura has that whole bit about it. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but
yeah.
like I watched a couple episodes of that show, and he's dead on. Like the most unsettling part of it is watching him interact with anyone who's not a white dude. All of it's wrong.
He just code
It's
switches
all-
immediately.
It's so bad.
Oh,
It's-
hey, what's up, brother? What's been going on this crime scene right now?
That was me, Big Stevie. The fuck,
Like
bro?
you're not far off. Like he calls black dudes brother
Oh, no,
a lot.
I hate that.
He does the fist thing like twice that I saw. Like, all right, brother.
I'm with you, brother.
And then to any Asian person, he bows. That's literally in the Tom Segura joke. He's like, it's any Asian person he bows, and I'm like, that. All right, that's funny, but watch a few episodes. It's true.
What's he
It's
do to
absolutely
women?
true.
Just kick them in the face, or? That's how
Well,
I
it
treat 'em.
depends.
So, Leah, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, how you doing, Lee?
So my face hurts, but other than that, we're
How do
good.
you feel about Steven Seagal movies?
I don't think I've ever seen one.
How much karate would you say you know?
Well,
It's funny you should know. You should say that.
But yeah, that fight at Jillian's, this is one I actually didn't get involved in at all.
Oh wow, you were a bystander.
You didn't have to.
I just well, no, because when they got downstairs, were like Dan, a couple of fighters that we used to train with and whatever. Daniel was also a bouncer at a different place, and then he was like, "You guys are fucking being assholes. You need to stop." And the guy's like, "Fuck you!" Puts his hand on Daniel, turns to a fight with him. So you got Daniel, D, BJ, and Scotty Zink all just beating the shit out of people on their way out.
Damn.
And then a bunch of bouncers come out after we're all there, like trying to get in the car, and they try to circle around the car.
Oh my God! What, are you gonna kill somebody?
Well,
Like,
I
raise
mean,
it in.
you handle it the way Scotty did. He just opens the trunk and grabs a fucking
Oh,
assault weapon, turns around like, "Are we doing this?"
Yeah.
What like
Are
what
we
are
still going?
What are the bouncers even trying to accomplish at this point? Like they're just beating his ass in the street. Like, get out of the club! Get the fuck out of the club! Like,
Stay out.
Well, I mean, it was just butt hurt. That's all it was. The only reason they followed everybody out,
It's
like
a bunch
I was
of
a bouncer
salty
for a long
dudes
time.
getting
Once
their
someone's
asses
out the
handed
door,
to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you can't do shit.
Their problem's over at that point.
But that's not how they handled it. They followed everyone out, and then I'm like,
That's such a big.
this is
ego.
not a good group to be doing that with, man. Like,
Well, that's good. I'm glad nobody got hurt.
You and me fucking both. So I fucking thought of something earlier this week. Isn't it kind of crazy that in 2003 the Black Eyed Peas put out a song called "Let's Get Retarded"?
Right, and that just goes like directly under. They didn't get canceled or
I feel like
anything.
we were just talking about
It-
this.
we were just talking about this.
Except it kind of disappeared for a little while, right?
Yeah.
And then it came back as like, let's get this started.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Let's
can't
get this
find
started in here.
Yeah.
Except you can't.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I found on YouTube the original dirty version, like the music video to "Let's
Yeah.
Get Retarded"
Yeah.
by the Black Eyed Peas. And what makes the thing incredible is like
the whole song was
the whole song.
They're like
the whole
dancing
song
around with
is incredible.
helmets on.
but like
They all got tongue injections.
Fergie starts with like the camera at like a side shot of her face with like a Nokia brick phone on her face, like trying to do
As was
some sort of like Christina Aguilera-esque like harmonizing, like let's get retarded. It's like you lose me as soon as you say
And
retarded.
scene.
Like, it's over, dude. And like there's lyrics like bob your head like epilepsy. Like, dude, they fuck around in this song, man. Like, get
Scrunch
started.
your face up like
Get
Bell's palsy.
stupid.
Like, all right, that's
it's comically like it writes itself. Like, I don't know how they wrote this. It was like, this is art. You know? Like,
I
no,
feel like
this
that-
is comedy.
I feel like that opening clip of her doing that is like, oh, there's the inspiration for the song.
How
Right
many
there.
fingers did that have to slip through to make it to the air and probably chart at some
I
point?
mean, hold on. Just how many fingers did Fergie have to slip through to?
to get famous.
I'll slip a finger in Fergie.
I guess how many
Yeah,
slips
sorry,
through her, I
baby.
guess, might be the right.
I
whatever.
think that she should have to sing every single, what is it, the anthem, national anthem.
Yeah.
In every sports, I just want it to be Fergie. Because watching it, what was it, like the Warriors and Cavaliers, maybe? The finals. Do you guys ever see?
I
the
remember
video?
her singing something, but then
And
I
it
saw
was
her singing, so I kind of just walked
bad,
away.
and
Yeah.
it zoomed in on all the players' faces, and they were just
Fucking
laughing
mad.
because they were like, "We don't know what to do right now.
Like, this bitch hates our country.
We don't even have to kneel. She's doing it for us."
She's like Jean Paul,
For
or
us.
was that his name, or John Paul or Paul?
What, Sean Paul?
Sean Paul.
Shut up, Paul.
Yeah, you said she is the female version of that guy. She did
my
the
God.
same thing. Like she threw the whole lingo into the singing. Like the lingo is her singing. Without the lingo, it's sing talking. You know?
I like one of the ESPN announcers was like she did an accidental Roseanne.
Oh, yeah. She did that was that like the World Series or Super Bowl? or
Yeah,
something
the
like that?
Roseanne did it on purpose.
Why the fuck are you asking Roseanne to sing in the first place? Like, what were you hoping to accomplish? She's
Was Roseanne Barr ever accredited for like being a well-known singer?
No, not once, not ever. So, like, I don't know what the fuck they expect.
Apparently, she offered to do it as a joke,
Yeah.
and someone was like, "Fuck yeah!" And she's
Wouldn't it
like,
be funny if I said "fuck America"? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
and someone was like, "Sure," and she was just like, "Me, really? All right." And so she went for. But I loved the term that the ESPN announcer was like, "Oh, she did an unintentional Roseanne with the national anthem," and I was like, "That's a great way of describing it."
Hell yeah.
Unintentional Roseanne. That's
The
It's a
intentional
fucking
Roseanne
action.
gets her kicked off her show, I guess.
well, now it does.
Yeah.
I mean, Ambien or something. What was the?
Yeah, I don't know.
She said she was on Ambien.
Oh yeah, she was on.
Oh, yeah,
Ambien.
they made her tweet, "fuck everybody."
Or compare a black woman to Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yes. See, yeah, I don't like
That
that
was
one.
Ambien. That was-
Oh, yeah, it was an Ambien. I just say the N-word a lot when I'm on Ambien.
When she's sleeping,
Yeah,
she's sleep tweeting.
Ambien fucking sucks.
I'm glad you could do that.
That's a little flavor I can bring to you guys. It's that.
And then Ambien had to make a statement being like, "This isn't true. Don't blame us."
Just cuts to Shaq sleeping. Honky. Because I think he said something. He did something dumb on Ambien too.
Oh, man. We got to get some Ambien and just fucking get after it, you know what I mean? Just fucking go wild.
Be lit
Be
up
the
on some fucking
biggest fight in
Ambien.
your entire relationship.
While we're sleeping.
You know what you called me in your sleep?
Like, do you know what you said to me in your sleep?
Disrespectful as shit.
Sorry, I just
And then
woke
you
up.
turned into a snake and set yourself on fire. It was pure
Yeah,
disrespect.
Ambien is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My college roommate would abuse Ambien all the time, and he would get like fucked up and then try to like drive his car.
Did he ever like call you a cunt or anything?
No, he would like just sleepwalk really aggressively and then like add you to his dream. So then he'd be like, "It's time for you to go to bed," and I'm like, "I don't want to go to bed."
What?
Yeah, he
Dude,
just
if
right.
anyone-
Just Freddy Krueger just
Yeah.
stabs you inside.
He just walks up with a leash like, "We're going to the vet."
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? No, I'm
Dude,
not-
if anyone
It was
sleepwalking
crazy.
comes up to me in their dream and says time to go to sleep, it's fucking hands on sight, dude.
Nighty
It's
night.
over.
Yeah, it was really scary.
Terrifying. Have any of you guys sleptwalked before?
I
used to
want to
when I
say
was
no.
younger.
You did?
Yeah,
Did you actually like walk around? Or?
yeah, I would when I was younger.
What happened?
I would just like go downstairs, and my mom would be like, "It's time to go to bed," and I'd be like, "No." But I was
Just
asleep.
unconscious Leah just fucking has the confidence to stand up to the
This
parents.
first time ever, like, no, bitch. I'm not.
Not today.
Your mom just didn't challenge you. Like, all right. You just wake up in the kitchen. Like, what happened? I said, well, you're a woman now.
My friend Dan.
You stood up to me.
My friend Dan had the lamest sleepwalking ever. He just stood up beside his bed.
Oh god.
Oh.
And at one point they moved and him and his brother were sharing a room while they were finishing the basement and stuff. And his brother realized that he just stood up next to his bed all the time. And then one time he went over and tried to help him get back into bed, and it turned into like them fighting.
Oh no.
Until Dan woke up, like, why are you hitting me? He's like, because you started hitting me. He's like, I was just trying to get you back in bed. He's like, what the fuck do you mean? I've been asleep forever. He's like, so it turns out he doesn't sleepwalk. He just sleep stands.
Boring. Take a hike, brother. Enjoy yourself.
See some shit.
Yeah.
Do
I'm just
There's a
saying,
whole world out there.
I don't know. I just
You're
feel like,
sleeping on it.
I feel like if you're gonna sleepwalk, at least I don't know, walk.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. It's in the. Yeah.
Like your
just seems
subconscious is trapped in your fucking head all the time. You know, you'd think when it comes out and want to go do something.
Apparently,
yeah.
his subconscious was like, man, this is good right here.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'd like
this. I'm sleep driving.
No. What if his subconscious it was like terrified? Like if I move, I lose it all. Like right now, I'm empowered, but like if I step, no.
It was like an alternate personality that was just like super like cautious. Like, hey, look, I can't fall down if I don't take steps.
Right.
I'm never leaving.
Like, we're just stand here. It's a nice view.
I slept on twice, and both times I pissed.
Oh no.
On what?
So the first time I pissed on a stuffed animal, it was a giant Charizard. I won.
Oh man.
The first time I ever went to Kings Island.
Trying to put that fire out.
Yeah, I
I
was
guess.
gonna extinguish that flame, huh?
Dude,
He's
it
like,
bummed
fuck you.
me out.
He's like, fuck you. I'm Squirtle, bitch.
Yeah, I pissed on him. And then the second time, I walked downstairs, walked right into the living room, past my mom and my brother, and they both just looked at me, and I looked at them. No words were exchanged. This is from their mouths. And then I walked into the kitchen, and they followed me into the kitchen. I pulled my shit out, and then I started pissing into the garbage can.
Oh man.
Right into the fucking garbage
I
can.
thought you were gonna say refrigerator for a second. I was like, oh boy.
But I mean, what a cool place to piss while sleepwalking, right? Like,
I mean, out of all the
like
places,
of all places to piss while
Hey,
sleepwalking, the
you
garbage
just
can.
you're just a sweetheart down to your subconscious.
in my fraternity, yep, there's some more things people don't know about me.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
just the biggest douche, a juggalo frat boy.
Frat gamer. God.
Yeah, wow. Where does it fucking end with this guy? But he, this guy was sleepwalking. He pissed like on our TV, and like you're like, Mojo, wake
that's
up. Like,
disrespectful.
Mojo, wake up. He was like, you're not in the bathroom. That's a TV. He goes, no, it's in the corner. It's in the corner.
Mojo Horn.
Oh, that makes it okay.
Yeah, right. It's in
Like,
the
yeah,
corner.
it's either bathroom or corner, right?
I think it was Mojo, like the helper monkey from The Simpsons. Like everybody in the fraternity, for the most part, had like a nickname.
Okay.
Not
Oh,
everybody.
did people just beat the dog shit out of him every day for no sense, like just for no rhyme or reason?
I don't know if people ever found. It's been a long time.
Okay.
I don't even know where my wallet is. You expect me to recount stories from?
He's like, you remember what fucking Mojo and
Yeah, you know,
Jim-
Billy Jeff and
fucking Jim.
Like if I'm calling someone Mojo from the Powerpuff Girls, it's because I'm giving them hands on the regular.
Mojo.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah. So
I used to know a guy who was a MMA fighter named Mojo Horn.
that's
Mojo
a,
Horn.
that's a fun. That sounds like a porn name.
I think he's dead.
Oh,
I believe.
it sounds like a posthumous porn name.
Did he like die in the ring? Like in
Did he
some
die
underground?
fucking
Did he? Like,
on video?
No, I believe it was something much less fun than any of that. So
oh, rip.
Yeah.
What?
Not one of those fun deaths where you get suffocated by a pair of titties. It's,
hey,
Dude, what's the statistics on that? How often does that happen?
I don't know. I'd love to do some research.
he's like, hey, honey, this is for science. It's for so why are all these
I'm like totally a
Big-titted.
scientist.
it's like, why are all these pig-titted prostitutes at the house? Science.
Science.
He's like, I don't think you need to be a scientist. He's like, I bought the lab coat. We're going with it.
We got a study group.
God, I wonder how often somebody has passed away during intercourse and the person kept going.
I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's. The realization has to be shocking.
Yeah. You're like, oh, but
Or
I'm
what-
still
what if-
kind of hard.
What if you realized it like
Yeah.
right before you came?
Oh,
And then
no.
you just had like the best orgasm. You're like, oh fuck, is this what I'm into now?
Oh, man.
That. Do you have to kill yourself after? Like,
Or
if,
just
if
be,
that's
or I don't know,
We had a pact.
go work at a funeral home.
There you go. Yeah.
no, like knowing full, like
Funeral
oh,
home.
like I'll never come like that again.
You just get a job at a funeral home.
There you
will.
go. Yeah.
Just, okay, like, but see, that's effort of
Just
like
embrace
going
the hobby.
the
Hey.
hobby. That's school,
Yeah.
Leah. You got to go to school to be a mortician. That's effort. If you
love
want
what
that
you do.
cold.
You never work a day in your life.
I'm just saying, right there. See, it'd be, if you knew how to have like just the best of it every single time, it seems like worth a couple years of school.
I mean, except then you remember it's like dead people, and that's sad. So
I
yeah,
mean,
just kill
you know
yourself.
what?
But you don't know them.
Hey, hold on.
You're just having sex with them.
I'm just saying,
It's singles. It's casual hookup.
they're not using it.
Hate to have it go to waste in the afterlife.
That's what I'm saying. You know, when I die, just poke some new holes in me. Throw me in a room full of necrophiliacs for a while. Let them get it out.
There you go.
Oh man. Man, so like, did you guys realize that no one gave a fuck about like the Winter Olympics at all?
Not at all.
No one gave a shit about that.
No, all I heard was there's a girl who fucking competed for China instead of the U.S.
Yeah, she like gave up
and
her
she lost.
nationality to compete for China instead of the U.S. And I think she like fucked up in the event too, so she's probably dead.
She
100%.
fell like twice, yeah.
Yeah. But
And then everyone just did. They all got caught for like drugs.
Well, yeah,
Like
and then,
everyone.
and then the
Yeah.
one girl that got caught with like actual performance enhancing drugs.
She's
Got-
too young.
oh yeah, she's
to
like
be-
15 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, she got to perform anyway, but like the girl from the Summer Olympics got caught
Oh,
with
Listen,
fucking
if
hot.
Russians get to cheat for 40 years, we let a couple others slide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
I'm okay with performance enhancing because like, just it's gonna make it
Its
more
own league.
fun.
Right.
Make it its own league.
Yeah.
If you want to fucking cross
No,
that back.
not even make it its own league. If you're not,
No,
like,
make it its own league and make it sound cool so we get more of them.
I'm just
like
saying
the
if it's-
Superhuman League or something like that.
I think that's
If
what
it's
World
not, like,
Wrestling
the
Entertainment
Superhuman
is.
Athletes
Yeah.
League.
I'm gonna say we did this. We made professional wrestling out of this exact idea.
Yeah.
I just say go with all of it except for combat sports. Combat sports have two different leagues. If you want to be on, where you're actually hitting each other, baseball, go fuck yourself. Roid every one of them up.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I want a
Yes.
motherfucker to be able to hold the bat with his fucking chest muscles and just
Yeah.
like knock it into a fucking different city. That's
Yeah.
where I'm like
Like,
make it watchable.
When Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire were like battling for that home run title, that was like the most exciting season in baseball I can ever remember.
Right. That's it.
And they were hitting like 72 bombs, and now it's like the league leader have like 46. Like what the fuck happened? And remember when Barry Bonds didn't have muscles?
Do
Boring.
you remember when Barry Bonds was black?
I remember when Sammy Sosa was.
Or Sammy Sosa?
He looks
My
like a
bad.
fucking peeled hot dog now.
And you call me racist for getting black people confused with names.
He just said the name.
Yeah.
I was holding on to the Sammy Sosa
Okay,
thing.
you know what though? With bringing that up, I gotta talk about something that happened to me. Okay,
I know.
So I told him I gotta bring this up. They're always giving me shit because he's got this friend, Eric, that I called Darius one time on a episode.
I get that too. They call me Darius Rucker.
Yeah.
I was like, that's,
Oh shit!
I was like, that's the only black guy you know. I'm pretty sure because.
So
But yeah, I guess I can see it.
So I keep telling him like, man, fuck you, like I'm not fucking racist, you
No.
piece of shit, you know. So every morning I go to my job. I have to walk across this super long warehouse from the entrance to where my department begins, so I can hop on like equipment and stuff. And there's these two sweet little old women. And I've been working there for a year and a half now, okay? And these two sweet little old women, I now know are Sandra and Pam.
That's a sweet old lady name or two.
They both would say, they would both say good morning to me all of the time, every day. And I don't know these women, but it's the most like uplifting and pure thing.
He's like, good morning,
In
Aunt
the
Jemima.
Oh fuck.
No, but like they would say that to me every morning, and it made my fucking day, and I love it. It's like the only sincere, pure thing in the whole world that it, like if that breaks, chaos reigns in the
Right.
world, you know. So I asked one of my trainers Aaron what their names were when I walked by, and I waved good morning to them. And I was next one. I was like, Aaron, what the fuck are their names? Because they say good morning to me all the time, and I don't know who they are. And he's like, I'm pretty certain that's Pam, and that's Miss Gloria. And I was like, okay. And I'm walking by these two old ladies, and this has been going on now since I learned their names for like 4 months. 4 months I've been going every morning when they say hi to me or me to them. It's good morning, Miss Gloria, Pam, and they're like, good morning, sweetie, how you doing? I hope you have a good day. And one day I walked by. It was actually just yesterday. I walked by Miss Gloria, who is Sandra.
Gloria in theory.
He's like, hi, Miss Erica Badu.
Oh my God.
And so I walk by them and I go, good morning, Miss Gloria, Pam, I hope y'all have a good day. And they both go, I hope you have a good day too. And Sandra looks at me and goes, honey, what'd you call me? And I go, Miss Gloria. And she goes, and she looks at Pam, and she looks at somebody else, some other stranger with a dead face. And then she looks back at me and she goes, honey, you can even call me late to dinner. You can call me whatever you want, but don't call me Miss Gloria. My name is Miss Sandra, sweetie. And I was like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I should have asked you what your name was instead of someone else.
She said it like,
She has beef with
yeah, she said it like there's a Gloria somewhere who's a fucking
well, she said it like she was still cool with me and she understood, but you were right.
Again.
You were right. Like she knew a Gloria.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like there was a Gloria that worked at that door or worked like with doing their job at one of the other doors or whatever.
Yeah.
And she like they had beef.
Yeah, she's probably dead now.
Yeah. Gloria got capped by Sandra.
Sandra took her out.
Yeah.
Sandra did her in, and she was like, can't bring her up again.
R.I.P. Gloria, even though you sound like you were a bitch, probably.
Or we don't know. Maybe Sandra's a bitch.
No, she's the sweetest old lady. He just said so.
Dude, they are both the nicest old ladies.
So,
and they're both this tall.
Having grown up around a lot of black people,
That makes one of us.
the sweet little old ladies are rarely actually sweet little old ladies.
Yeah.
Very rarely, in my experience.
You got to be mean to make it that far as a black woman.
I'm saying most are very nice to everybody in interactions, but as soon as you see, it's always the tiny old black ladies. As soon as they get mad, run, leave.
You can like this birthday hits. You're at the party. You watch them shrink. You're like danger.
Yeah.
Hell hath
I'm judging a big part of this off of one of my friend's moms and all her sisters.
Yeah.
Because they were all older when they had kids, and there's like 9 of them. And they were maybe the most terrifying group of people I've ever met in my life. Like, because everything would be like super sweet, and like they're all Southern, so it was honey and darling. And as soon as one thing went wrong, it was every one of them turned into like ready to murder you right now. So I think maybe that's an irrational fear I have in my head.
Like you're scared of little old black ladies.
Yeah.
Run! Prepare for battle.
That sounds pretty racist. Well, at least we uncovered that. It's March. He's allowed to now.
Shit.
Hey, that being said, I'm also terrified of small Puerto Rican women.
Yeah. They do sound scary as well. What are you afraid of? What are your fears?
A general population.
Let's talk about fears right now.
Oh.
What kind of irrational fears do y'all have?
I have an irrational fear of bugs. And
What kind of bugs, though? Because
Most-
I got fears of some bugs, but other bugs, I'll squash without hesitation, without any fear.
Here's what it is. You guys see The Emperor's New Groove, right? The cartoon.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And when he like swings down and his mouth gets stuck in like the cliff.
Yes.
And then a million bats come out.
Yes.
I have nightmares about. I do like.
You know, bats aren't bugs, right?
No, hold on.
Okay.
I'll get there.
She's going down the list.
I'm
Just describing.
The bugs are the finale.
Yeah, it is. It's roaches mostly.
I've never seen
I
that.
do like home visits for my job, so like I'm in all neighborhoods of Chicago, going into people's houses.
No.
Invited.
Okay.
I'm not.
Just sneaking
Just
in.
shows up.
I'm coming in, Miss Sandra.
Just she is the one standing there at night when you're sleeping, when you wake up, just making sure you're okay.
Find out that's just a nice way of saying casing the joint. She's like, I do home visits.
Like,
I do round
I love
up
you, but
people.
you are my
Yeah.
irrational fear. I just realized.
Yeah, but people have like roaches. So like the first time I ever saw one was when I was in Chicago, and I was like, oh gosh. And this woman's like, oh what? And I was like, I saw a bug, and she goes, honey, that's not a bug, that's a roach. And I was like, I know. And then I had nightmares for the following week of like a hole in the wall and just millions of them coming out. Yeah, could not sleep.
Yeah, I don't love bugs either.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have y'all ever seen those rare videos of like maggots and shit and wounds?
No.
Oh, you'd freak the fuck
It's
out.
brutal.
Yeah. Well,
Ugh.
I have heard of it, and I have friends who are doctors who see it a lot.
Doctors are just
Okay.
watching maggot videos. We don't
Really?
have
You don't
better
know?
science.
They're getting the infested more and more. They come
making-
into the hospital.
Oh.
But they do still raise clean maggots in hospitals to clean out wounds.
Get out of here with your 1700 magic.
Check right now.
No, I understand that they might be doing that, but they should probably stop doing that.
Why? There's almost no better way to clean out a necrotic wound without having to cut out a bunch of unnecessary shit than have maggots, because they only eat the dead flesh.
No, it's gross.
Yeah,
I
it is.
hate that.
You know
Just
what?
kill
Just
me
yeah,
at
just
that
take
point.
the foot or whatever it's
Yeah.
eating, dude.
No.
I don't give a fuck about it at that point.
Yeah.
You're putting bugs in me.
Right.
They can have it.
Ugh.
Yeah. Nope.
They've already
I can't.
reclaimed it. Just put it in the dirt.
You mean they're just
After
going
you
to eat
fuck
the,
it.
eat the dead
Yeah,
flesh?
I mean, let me fuck the foot
Yeah.
or hand first, and then like just
You know,
then bury
proper
it.
send off.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's my body.
Yeah. My body, my rules.
Fuck being able to walk. It might have some bugs on me for a minute.
No.
Well, that's a point too.
I don't know how to answer this without sounding like a fucking. I don't really have any.
You're just scared of social interactions and emotions. You're scared of like a sit down with like a fiance, like, honey, I'm like I want to get serious with this.
Like the closest thing I have to an irrational fear is people crying around me.
Oh shit.
Oh yikes.
Well,
Like if it's like warranted, I'm fine. And I'm not only am I fine, I'm usually pretty good in those situations. If you're crying about something dumb,
Wait, how is Cody not breaking this fear like of yours yet?
he's hit it.
Oh,
There's plenty of times where I've gone with the, like,
stop.
there.
Just like the
No,
open
just like-
hand on the shoulder.
I'll just reach over, like it'll be like a flat palm, like tap on the head, like there. Now
be
let's
okay.
stop this.
Enough of this.
No, we're stopping this. We're done with
it's
this.
just a Steven Seagal movie. You can stop crying.
He reminds me of my dad.
I do have a fat karate dad with
Hey,
a ponytail.
it'd be dope if Steven Seagal ended up blowing his fucking brains out like fucking Cody's dad did, right?
Cody's dad shot himself in the chest. Thank you.
Tomato, whatever.
Oh my god.
He talks about it on the show.
I feel like we're learning a lot about this guy today.
His asshole doesn't work and his dad killed himself.
And he has dick work.
And he cries a lot.
These are all
These are all
these are all
commonly
things
hit
he
points.
would have told you like at those
By now.
before
By
he
now
would've-
in the podcast, you
before he
would've-
would have said your name at the introduction of the show. He would have mentioned all of those things.
Yeah. A few things you need to know about me. My
Dad's
asshole
dead.
doesn't work.
Dad's
Dad's
dead.
dead.
Blown out asshole. Dick warts. Cry a lot.
Yeah.
Punch a few girls.
Sometimes,
Whatever.
sometimes I cry out of my asshole.
And it's red.
Brown tears,
Yeah.
brown and red tears.
Yes, we are disgusting.
Oh my fucking god!
But yeah, I mean, no, it all of those are running things that are said often. So we're not divulging any information that you.
Yeah, we're not wrecking this guy while he's not
Oh,
here.
hey,
It's all-
it's your show. I mean,
No, I mean, literally by this point in the podcast, he would have mentioned all of those things by now for sure.
yeah. I only got to talk to him for like a hot second yesterday because
he's a great dude. He
Yeah.
really is. He's a lot of fun to talk
Yeah.
to.
He
Yeah.
gets drunk and cries sometimes, and I'm not.
I've done that before. God, I'm admitting too much on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, who's not been drunk and cried at least once?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't met everyone, but
Yeah, all right.
boom, there's one.
Everyone aside from borderline sociopaths and sociopaths who hasn't gotten drunk and cried. All right, aside from them.
I had like a whole phase where I would get drunk and cry.
Oh, like you would plan that shit out. Like
No.
tonight, I'm getting drunk and crying.
No, it was every single time I got drunk for like a whole summer. I just cried every single time.
Said
And
Merlot
then-
in tears.
Yeah, it was
when
wild.
I met her, she was crying in a corner at a party. I said, "Ooh, somebody to pray on."
Perfect.
He's like, I know how to work. He's like, I know how to
Rub
work
my
this
hand.
magic.
Hey, are you okay, babe? I have a tissue.
Was it? Oh God.
I keep it behind my zipper.
Was it? Do you know if like anything happened to trigger it?
Yeah, I was not like I was stressed.
Oh, it was just stress.
Probably stress, and yeah, I was not dating. My dating life wasn't the happiest, so
Okay.
I
did-
was just like cry.
When you prefaced it, it almost seemed like I don't know what.
I
Just this
out of
one
nowhere.
summer, just started crying. It stopped. The funniest thing.
It did stop though, which was kind of wild. I
It'll-
just all
it'll
of a
be
sudden
back,
was
though.
happy again. I was like, this is nice.
Yeah, I've well, no, me and you. I don't know if I want to call him out, but there's a comic that cried here.
Oh yeah, I
with
already.
me.
Yep, I already know who you're talking about. She just met him actually.
We we were all sitting here. I think it was. I think we recorded 4 Assholes in Ohio. Or no.
Yeah, I wasn't on that episode with him.
No. I think we just did, and then like we went over to Chameleon, and people came back here.
Oh
after.
yes.
So we were already drinking here, then went to the bar and we're drinking more, and then everyone came back here, and me, V.A, Helensky, and someone else were all sitting here, and then a different comic that I didn't mention starts bawling about breaking up with a girl again.
Tap tap.
Again.
Yeah. They say the third time's a charm.
But like everybody's like laughing. Everybody's like laughing and having a good time. Then we look over and he's just like tears running down. I was like,
Yeah.
what
Did you guys
the
all
fuck
ignore
just
it though?
Well, I mean, we
'Cause
were.
that's the best when
We just
someone
threw-
just cries in the corner and you're like, dope.
We
Throw
just-
something on
Yeah,
him.
put a blanket over his head like a bird going to sleep.
Let's leave. Turn the lights off. And
Yeah.
Slowly put a towel over his head. Shh.
Oh my god.
No, I think we would have probably ignored it. Helensky was like, "Oh, yeah, everything okay?" And then we got into this long, unnecessary discussion that
That's what happens. You can't engage
You really can't.
because then it's like 3 hours. The whole night is ruined. You're like,
I won't.
dude, yes, yes.
Would you look at the time?
I
6
know.
o'clock.
I know enough people. It's the Segura bit. I'm peopled out. I know enough people.
All friended up.
Yeah, I'm at work regularly, and people are trying to introduce themselves or be my friend. And I don't feed the fire.
No, you don't need
don't.
to. I mean,
Don't. I had a guy I talked about it last episode. He came up to me, showed me some shitty video on his phone during break, just because he's seen me riding around the warehouse past him, and then he drives past me in the warehouse later that day, and he stops me, and he's just like, "Yeah, man, I've seen that video. It's super funny. It's a couple years old though." And I was like, "Yep." And he just looks at me and he goes, "Yeah, there's a lot of things to laugh at." And I was
go
like,
find one, Buck.
and I was like, exactly. I was like, there sure is. And
know where- you know where all
then
those
he
go-
pulled off away. Like, you can say, "I'll see you later." You can end communication. You can be like, "I'll talk to you later, dude," and that's enough. You don't have to like.
I remember my first conversation ever.
No, like more than one time in my life, I've been asked the question: did you yell at him for crying, or did you yell at her for crying?
it builds
Because
character.
yes, I for sure did.
Get it?
Like, as a teenager at Kings Island, a whole bunch of people go with us, and this one girl just starts bawling her eyes out, talking about something that happened like fucking 6 years before.
I wrote Son of Beast and they closed it down.
I mean, it might have weight limit issues, but but no, she just.
I used
brought
to
up-
guess people's weight at Kings Island. I didn't work there.
Yeah,
There were no prizes. I just did it for fun.
I was like 240.
he's just walking by random people, pointing out and shouting numbers.
Yeah, I'm not allowed back.
I didn't even go in. I just hung out at the entrance.
They're like, oh, here's this fucking guy again.
Just stand out front of a bar, like, let me see your ID. 310.
I knew it.
And they just look at the ID, like, no.
Ooh,
Oh shit.
Oh, sorry.
They're like, that was a fake ID. Like, I'm clearly underage. He's like, oh, I was just looking for the weight. See if I was right.
Yo.
I don't work here.
It's way bigger than I thought. Way bigger.
Yeah, he's like, I don't work here at all. This is fun for me.
You know, like the way I look at it now, it's like I do meet a lot of people too, and I don't think the burden of remembering everybody's name should be on me until that person actually becomes like of some sort of relevance to me. Like it takes like the older I get, the easier it is to ignore shit that has nothing to do with me at all.
Yeah.
I'm a grandmaster at exactly ignoring.
Dude, I don't know.
Anything that doesn't have to directly affect me, I don't.
Yeah.
It still happens to me.
Don't engage.
And I've been out of school 10 years now, high school, and it's like even to this day within the tri-state area, if I go almost anywhere, I'll meet someone from high school, and they'll still call me what I was called in high school, and they'll talk to me as if I fucking knew them. And I'm like, that's cool. You knew me. I don't know you though. I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. That sounds pretentious. Like I got stopped outside the BMV. Yeah. Like after I got my new, I got my ID. I'm trying to fucking go.
Right. You probably already annoyed with what
Chuck,
happened.
like what's going on, dude? I'm like, who are you? Like, I don't. Bio. I was like, oh yeah, cool. Glad you're, I gotta go.
You sat in the third row.
Yeah.
Like,
you were behind me.
yeah.
That is one of my least favorite interactions with people that walk up to me that know me.
Yeah.
And like I'll know their face.
The member guy.
Yeah.
Like I'll recognize their face, and I have no idea what their name is.
Let's call him boss.
And well, either that or I just don't call them any. I just like, yep, and then just say the next. Like I won't.
Sorry, I've
address them at
actually
all.
just gone deaf. I gotta go.
What I started doing for a while until it came back to bite me in the ass is I would like introduce whoever like was around me
Yeah, that's the move.
and let them do it.
And then when they don't
Until-
pick up on it,
I was dating a girl one time, and I did that once, and she got upset. Then the next time when I just was like, all right, I'm not doing anything, and I was just like, all right, cool, nice to see you, and just walked away like, who the fuck was that? And I'm like,
that was for you to figure
last
out.
time I tried to introduce you when I didn't know the name. Of course you didn't. That's why you were talking to them about their kid. I was like, well, their kid's standing 4 feet away, so yeah, I noticed they had a kid. Okay, yeah, you just, and I'm like, there's no winning. There's no.
Dude, I just got out of a relationship, and while I was in it, I faced that same issue. It was the introduction part. Like, I would talk to people at venues and stuff, and then just leave, and she'd be like, who was that? I was like, oh, I didn't. And she was like, no. I was like, oh well.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him next time, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not.
It's like last night at the show, it's like so many fucking people.
You got introduced to
It's
like
"Hi, this is
everybody
it.
from
Hi,
my
this is
past.
Every single person was like, I've known him for 17 years. I've known him for 12 years.
But-
and I'm like, okay,
And as the
I
one
don't know why this is
receiving,
important.
exactly, as the one receiving these names, like, aren't you like, that's cool, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna know you soon.
Okay,
Like,
thanks,
unless
John.
aside from
I
the
don't-
comics and
Yeah.
stuff, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I'm not gonna see you in
Just start
forever.
pulling out a notebook, writing shit down. Like, I'm going to keep this forever.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, write this down in my fucking Rolodex of names and
But
history.
in reality, you're just writing with a candy
Michael,
cane.
3 kids, allergic to peanut butter, like can't ride a bike.
We met on March 3rd. We touched the same peanuts in a jar. A jar of peanuts. When does that happen?
Not anytime now because everyone's allergic.
Oh.
We have a student currently at the zoo who's allergic to peanuts, and we have giant boxes of peanuts in the room.
Sounds like a pussy. Just kidding, I don't know.
Do you know how hard it is when he's like, hey man, will you run and do it? He'll be like, yeah, hold on a second, and do something on his phone. I'm like, I'm going to open that box of peanuts and just start winging them at this kid.
What a way to go.
Like, I'm going to get you moving.
Yo.
Like, the first couple I'm going to miss on purpose. After that, you're taking your life in your hands.
It's kind of like a video game too, because like the more you hit them with it, it'll just elevate. Like it'll be itchy, and then like it'll be like stiffness, and then and then he's dead. And he's got 4. You know. Like,
But I just like I'll be like, hey man, can you run do that? And he'll be like, yeah, hold on a second. And he's just fucking around on his phone. I'm like, hey man, like you've told us there's a real easy way to solve this problem. It's right there.
More people need to be threatened with their allergies.
yeah.
But wave a crab leg in somebody's face.
It wouldn't it be crazy if like you could catch other
someone other people's allergies.
If I had a superpower, I would transfer all my allergies to everyone.
It's a running joke. Every once in a while, I can tell he's working like a bit.
Yo.
No. You son of a bitch.
And this one was for sure one because he said it multiple times. And I'm
I
like,
was also very inebriated.
I was like, you're trying to get someone to co-sign your fucking bit. He's like, wouldn't it be crazy if you could like catch other people's allergies? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And then he said it again later, and I was like, oh. And then like,
wouldn't it?
Like
For real.
two episodes later, he did it again, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker's just
And
like
now-
desperately seeking for someone to co-sign this bit. Help him mine this bit for the punchline.
Now I'm doing it just to fucking
Yeah.
Yo,
throw it in there.
that's, well, I don't have any allergies because I'm not a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, man, I'm genetically inferior. I've
Yeah.
got a couple. I developed one, which really pissed me off.
Oh yeah, that sucks. You can do that.
Yeah, man, I got I used to fucking love shrimp.
Yeah.
Now I can't eat shrimp or crustaceans.
Oh damn. That's
Fucking-
unfortunate.
Dude, crabs, lobsters, all that, man. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Damn. I love crabs.
I don't have any bad ones, but one of the biologic medicines they put me on, one of the immunosuppressant medicines,
Yeah.
scorched my fucking immune system for a while. So I now I react to all kinds of shit.
Mhm.
So like they did an allergy test before I went on that, like a year or so before that, and nothing showed up. They get to like 4 different cards where they do like a little scratch test on your back. Nothing. After that, I kept like my eyes kept getting real fucking itchy, and my nose was always stopped up, and so the doctor's like, well, let's check and see whether or not this is affected in your allergies. They had to stop after the first card because everything lit up. So I now have like mild allergies like dust, pet dander,
Yeah.
hay.
You can't
I
escape
was like, "Hon,
dust."
do you know where I work?
The fucking zoo.
Half the time I'm in a dusty ass barn full of hay, and then I deliver to places with a bunch of pet dander.
Yeah.
Do we call those pets though?
I do.
Yeah, I guess that's
They're
true.
his pets.
Yeah, that's my babies.
Oh, we got accosted at the zoo. in
We
San
did,
Diego
yeah,
from
yeah.
this little girl.
That little fucking bitch.
I
I hope.
hated her.
Little bitch.
I hope you're listening right now.
Yeah, she was, and that's the perfect example too of like people who she just came up and started talking to us, and we're like,
Well, what was that animal?
That was the perfect fucking facial expression and hand motion for anyone you don't want to be talking to just stop talking. It was so good.
it was called the Okapi, I think.
Yeah.
I like copies.
And
What
They-
the fuck are okapis?
Oh, well, let me tell you.
well,
They,
this little bitch will tell you all about it.
they
Not
look
Leah.
they look super weird, right? So I was like, when it looks super weird, and then she came up, she goes, actually it doesn't, and I was like, what the fuck?
Like-
And she's like, and you would think that it's part zebra, but it's actually part giraffe. It's actually part both.
Yeah, she said you would think it's part zebra, but you would
it's
be
not.
wrong.
And I'm like, and V's like, just walk away. And I was like,
Stop talking to her.
where's her adult? Like,
There's zoo kids. There's like we see them all the time. Like moms that take their kids to the zoo just like a few too many times a year.
The
Damn.
kids that got all the zoo books.
I'm pretty sure she just gets dropped off because her parents hate her. Like, I think she just hangs out at the zoo.
Just
gonna say-
fucking go.
Yeah.
Just
Just-
go. We'll be here.
8 hours. I'll
Yeah.
be back.
When they put the gorillas in, come back.
There's a kid that
Don't climb it.
I've seen at the zoo so many times I know his name now
Oh, God.
because he's been in every summer camp, volunteer, whatever, and it's all his mom. Like he doesn't care.
Oh, this girl was into it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he knows all the stuff from when he was little, and that became like what everyone knew about him.
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah, the zoo
now,
kid.
But
That's
now he's
fun.
like in his like mid to late teens,
yeah.
and he's over it.
He's like 17. He's like, God, can I just play basketball?
Why is
And,
he still going to the zoo though?
So like, because his mom signs him up for like every summer camp, like the volunteer programs, all that shit.
I feel like
And
you're old
one
enough.
already, without sounding, he's got Luke's complexion, red hair. His name's Jermaine.
Set up for failure. Okay.
So you're,
This dude's a ginger
named Jermaine.
named Jermaine.
Wow, that's
So I was like, I'll never forget his name now that I know it.
yeah.
Because at one point I was working up the education department. Like I left commissary for a little while and was working up there, and he was one of the volunteers up there. And I'm like, he had a name tag, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, you know, give this kid props. At least him and one of his friends switch name tags. It'd be funny. No.
Nope. That's his real fucking name.
Yeah.
Jermaine.
Yeah.
Zoo kid.
All right. Well, guys, we're coming up on the hour. So let's wrap this up with any plugs if you got any. Well, I'm sure we got some listeners in Chicago if you got some shows coming up.
Yeah, come to my show I did last night. Get yourself a DeLorean and some plutonium and maybe go back in time and we can make that happen.
Come pick me up at this date first, and then we'll cruise back, okay?
I'll tell you what I guess I can plug. I'm looking to come back for season 2 of my podcast. V.A. knows a lot of people.
I did one of those.
Lloyd was on one of those. He was like the 3rd one.
Hell yeah.
Let's have a bunch of guests on who have like interesting jobs.
Yeah.
And I just I go to the internet. I'm like, hey, like, do you have any questions you would like to ask a zookeeper? And then like people send the questions and then I read the best ones in there and we just chop it up. It's kind of fun.
Interviewing like basically people from dirty jobs.
Well, not all.
If it wasn't just like the one.
Well, no, it can be anything.
Yeah, like I've had a stripper, I've had a pro wrestler, I've had a zookeeper, I've had somebody who's been like on a reality show.
We've had that same stripper on our show.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, she's the best.
Yeah, I saw her last night.
Oh, dude, you should hit up the Survivor we had on Johnny Fairplay.
Yeah. Oh, you had him on here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, dude, he talked.
Didn't he like wrestle too?
Well, I don't know about that, but I know he claimed his grandma died, which wasn't true, so he could get off the island, watch the show, and then come back with information and deeds.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Oh, he's a maniac. But he'll do it. He's got his own podcast. He's down. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
We can make that happen.
Dope. Well, look at that. We're just networking out here.
Look at that.
Yeah. But, yeah, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right. We are do you want to do any sponsors since it's just me?
Yeah, go to banginsnacks.net.
There you go.
Our newest sponsor, and just fantastic. It's all snacks from overseas. They get them in and they send them to you very reasonable prices compared to what it would cost to get them from anywhere else. If you ever wondered what baked squid wavy lays taste like,
Every day I wonder that.
It's so good.
I did, and we got some,
good.
and they're amazing. They're one of my favorite chips on the planet now, which is upsetting.
It's okay.
Because now there's one place for me to get them from.
Oh, well, that's how they
Which
get you.
isn't, because luckily they have if you go use the code bastards or bastard, you get 15% off your already very reasonably priced order.
You gotta love that.
Free shipping for orders over $49.
Yeah. Also, check out Fuck You, We Like The Bengals. I think me and
Yeah.
Alex are recording later this week. VA used to be
I was
a
on there
host.
for a little bit, and I said everybody looks like my dad, probably. Yeah.
This guy looks like VA's dad.
Probably.
Probably.
Who's to say?
And we are also sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. If you want to get a little high on some CBD or some Delta 8, Delta 10 cards, you should head up Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop because they've got all of that and so much more. They've got water pipes, they've got grab bongs, they've got bowls, they've got rolling papers, cones, lighters. I got myself a Jay and Silent Bob lighter. You should go and check them out.
Snoogans.
They've
Refillable.
got all sorts of shit all over the place, and they've got 2 locations. They have one at 937 Mama Street, Newport, Kentucky 41071. Oh, now you started. And 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio 45249. Go over to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. Let them know you're a bastard and get 15% off your order. They are amazing.
Thanks, guys.
We're also sponsored
thank
by Dark Mountain Cult.
Pat
That's
Stata.
right. Thanks, Patrick. Check out Pat. He's doing some sweet stuff. He's doing like console cover-ups, like for your PlayStation 5s, for your Xbox Series S's or X. He's doing prints. He's got all sorts of shit. He's doing the one he just did and put out was someone punching it was One Punch Man knocking out Vegeta. It was pretty fucking dope. But go follow Dark Mountain Cult on Instagram and send him a direct message for anything you want him to draw up or perhaps purchase from him. And that'll
Yeah, it's
do
a lot of cool stuff. I mean, I'll pull it up and show you, but a lot of the stuff I bet you would dig too. It's a lot of
I do dig
like
stuff
weird
sometimes.
pop culture, like
Yeah.
variants from normal.
Yeah, I can
Kind of involves. It's definitely awesome.
Oh, and if anybody finds my phone or wallet, give them back. I'll be in Chicago, okay?
All right, guys, go find us in the episode we're about to record at patreon.com/thebastardsermon. It's only $5 a month, and you get so much content. You get the episode a day early on top of a bonus episode that is not for free. It's not out there for anybody. It's just for you patrons, on top of tons of bonus content. Huckers, fuckers, whenever the fuck he decides to do that again. But Bastard LLC, we've got the bonus episode, and I'm going to put it out there on this episode, and I'm going to put it out there on a post on Patreon to see what if you guys think about me doing some sort of nerd game or comic book type show with Lloyd or guests. Let me know. Thanks, guys. That'll do it for the episode.
Yay.
Yay.